Hey everybody, Nathan here. This is just going to be a video on peach turnips and all the little different text that any new player might want to know when using peach. This is going to be meant for newcomers, so if you've been playing Melee for a hot minute, chances are you probably know most of this stuff. These types of tutorials I plan to do in the future. If you guys have any recommendations for any new types of tutorials, please feel free to leave them in the comments, whether it's on Fox, Falco, Puff, etc. I'd be willing to do it. Also, most of you guys aren't subbed. I'll have a stat showing up on the screen, just because that's the algorithm and that's how you get subs these days. And I want dopamine, so please sub. Alright, so we'll get into the basics. I've got the side note, I got a box controller, that's what I'm using, but for the most part, all the inputs should be the same. Nothing will be out of the ordinary with this character, just because there's no special tech that I'm using right now with the box. Alright, so to start, this is a basic turnip throw. I'm sure you've seen it if you've ever watched a little bit of any Smash game. It's essentially the same animation every character has when they throw an item, because turnips act like items. So all the tech that I'm showing you, you can really do with most items. So yeah, that's just me pressing A. You can also press Z. Doesn't really matter, honestly. If you're special and want to press Z, you can. Generally though, it doesn't really matter. So next up is another thing you'll probably have seen if you've played casual Smash or seen people play casual Smash, is you can dash throw. If you're pressing, you have an item in your hand and you run and then press A or Z, you can dash throw. That's pretty good in some circumstances if you're trying to edge guard. We'll get into that a little bit after this basic showcase. So next up, if you're shielding and you want to shield grab and you're holding a turnip, sucks because you're going to throw the turnip. So you can shield drop, see? Or not shield drop, you can shield stop, stop like that, and then press A, and you're throwing a turnip. That could be helpful if you're trying to turn back and face your opponent, and also throw the thing in your hand. So, maybe they're running at you, you shield, and then press A, you're throwing a turnip, and now you're out of your shield. It can be good in some circumstances, as most of these items can be, or most of these techs can be. Alright, so something that not a lot of players know about is that you can actually change the distance of your turnip throw. Now some people might think that this is very technical, but honestly it's not. All you have to do is do a smash input or use your C stick to throw. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to stand right here. You see I'm pressing A, not even getting close to Fox. It's actually landing like right underneath the right side of the platform. I'm going to use a C stick. You can also use a smash input, so like your analog stick and A at the same time. It hit Fox, so it is much faster. You can also tell that I'm throwing it because for that, you see right where Peach is, I don't got a menu pulled up, but Peach has a flash animation right there in between the turnip and Peach. That's going to signify that it is a smash throw. That's going to give you a lot more distance. It's also much faster. Oops. See, it's generally considered the better of the two throws, just because it covers more distance. Right, like if you're in the middle of stage and you throw this, that's going nowhere, but that's going to cover so much more distance, and it catches your low profiling opponents. So if Marth tries to run at you, that's not going to go over his head. It'll only go over his, actually it won't go over his head. Oh, there's Mr. Saturn. But yeah, that's really all there is in terms of the smash stick throws. I'm just going to go into a couple other throws real quick. You can obviously throw while you're in the air, both smash throws and regular throws. I would only recommend the regular throws if it's for an edge guard. You can throw down, right? So if you've seen Armada ever, you can throw your turnip down. And yeah, so last thing in terms of just throwing and dropping items, if you're in the air and you press Z, but specifically Z, it'll simply drop the item. Now, it won't do regular turnip percent. If that was a stitch face, it would do like 1%. It's this, every item has like that 1%, 2% item drop percentage. The rest of them, when you throw it, it's got a different property, right? So I'll actually show you because I got a turnip right here. I'll put them right here. See, that did like 3%. Even though it was a stitch face, it would have killed, or it would have done like 30%. So Z drops got that special property. It's really good specifically for edge guarding. It's very circumstantial. That's really lucky. See, so see, it did like 36%, and when I dropped that on him earlier, it did like 2. I like how I just casually pull two stitch faces. Next up is the jump cancel throw. So basically all this is a jump cancel grab while you're holding a stitch face. If you don't know how to do a jump cancel grab, I believe that's in my tutorial video. But essentially all you're doing is pressing jump and Z within the jump squat frames. So with Peach there's a 5-frame window basically, give or take, where you jump and you can cancel it with a handful of things, whether it's an up smash, right? If you're running you can up smash, or in this case a jump cancel grab. So that's when you're pressing X or Y followed by Z before you jump. Cancels your jump and lets you do a standing grab while running. Now, if you do that holding a turnip, it does not do the dash grab, it does the standing throw. Now this is not going to do the smash throw, but if you plan to not have all these end lag frames right here, because you see how laggy that is, and just simply do a regular throw, you can, run and then jump cancel grab to do the jump cancel throw. That's really all there is for it. Alright, so next tech is your jump cancel throws. So if you've never played Melee before, the characters Peach, Yoshi, Ness, and Mewtwo have special jumps. If you've seen Peach double jump in this game, it looks very different to Fox, which is just a casual double jump. Looks the same across the board except for those 4 characters. Now they actually have a special property in that if you do an aerial, it's canceling the momentum of my jump. See? If I do it fast enough, it's like essentially not even happening. I'm just doing a really fast aerial. Now the same can be done with a turnip. So if I jump cancel, or if I double jump and then I throw the turnip, my jump stops. That can be really effective for gauging how far you want to throw your turnip. Oh my god, another stitch face, crazy. That's really it for those jump cancel throws. Alright, so just a couple things to go over in terms of, like, generally speaking, when you should pull turnips. So obviously I am not a Peach main, so I'm not going to be able to tell you every single instance of when you can pull a turnip. But generally speaking, if you're in advantage, you're actually pretty much okay to pull a turnip, although it really depends on the circumstance. If you don't want to pull a turnip, or if the turnip pull is just not worth it, like if you can just kill them, might as well kill them. If the opponent's dead or they're respawning, you can pull a turnip. If you're running away from your opponent and they have like the corner, right? Like if there were foxes or maybe a little bit farther, right? You can dash back and pull a turnip. If you crouch while running, you crouch, obviously, and you can do it while running, right? Side note, you can also press down B to throw your turnips, but you cannot press any other inputs, only down B. I don't really recommend it, but you can do whatever you want in that instance. But if you're trying to pull a turnip, you can run away and then pull your turnip, and you got it scot-free. So obviously you might get punished for pulling the turnip or two, but it's really just a matter of grinding your character, figuring out what instances are safe, what players are going to punish you for pulling turnips when. That's really the enjoyment that I get out of this game, learning different circumstances that you can do certain things. A couple techs for pulling turnips. So say your opponent is dead and you want to pull turnips really fast. Well, if you're a casual player or if you're new, I would just stick to like doing this at first. But if you're trying to grind all the tech out, there is a tech called Q dropping or Z dropping. So basically what I did right there is I floated, canceled my float, and so now I'm just in free fall. And then I dropped the turnip with Z. As I talked about before, you can Z drop anywhere. But basically what I'm doing is I am floating, canceling the float, and using Z really fast. Now this is technically faster. It's the optimal strategy for getting turnips to increase your chances of getting a good turnip. I probably used all my luck just now getting like 4 stitch faces in 6 minutes. But generally, that's going to be your strat if you're at least mid-level. Most players think that Peach is just down smash, down smash, down smash, but turnips have their own technical nuance, and it's really good to learn all that stuff just because, at the higher percents when they can knock down or just generally, you can get stage control with them, and it's really good. So I think that's all I really have to go over today. If you guys have any recommendations for future videos, whether it's about any character in particular, I could try my hardest to make a video on it. Make sure to leave that in the comments, and like I said before, make sure to sub if you appreciate this content. It helps me do what I want to do. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day and hope you found something useful.